reading the books about the people who you admire. There may be someone that you feel is very, they speak very well. They are able to articulate well. They're considered an orator. You know, all of these things are just fancy words for MCs and being able to talk shit. Okay, that's what it is. Those are just fancy words for being able to do those things. But it's the delivery that comes behind it. So with Roxanne Shante, I started doing this at a very young age. I started off being a battle rapper at the age of 10. 10 years old, my mom took me to my first MC battle. I begged her. Literally, I begged her. At that time, I was 10 years old, and the battle was for $50. And my mom grew up on a fixed income, and I said to my mom, I was like, I can win $50. And she was like, well, how? How can you win $50? And I said, because I can rhyme. And she was like, all right. And this is the thing about being able to support our children and support the people we love. When they come to you, don't downplay what it is that they do. Hear them out. Expect 1 or 2 failures, but be supportive. So that even this way, because the most important thing after any type of loss is the first words that you hear. Establishes how you go on from that point. So for me, I had the type of mom that was super supportive. She was super hood. Super supportive. So what she would do is she would say, all right, I'm gonna take you here and we're gonna tell them that we got the $50. But we're gonna have to fight because I'm not giving up this $50. So that's the type of pressure she would put on me in order to win these, when it came to winning these battles. So automatically I'd be like, okay, no, I know I can do it. And I remember going to my first battle and going there, and it was an older gentleman, you know, older guy. And when I say gentleman, at that time I'm 10, he might have been 17, 18 years old. So he was like, I really don't want to battle her because, you know, I got to do this, I got to do that. And so I remember going to my mom and asking her, like, is it okay if I cuss? And she was like, I don't care. She was like, I don't care what you do. You just win that $50, okay? Because if you can't cuss, you're going to have to know how to fight because you're not going to get this $50. So it's up to you. So I remember saying, okay, and then I won.
Did you have to cuss?
Baby, did I? So I got up there and I won. And I remember my mom, they said, well, we need to see the $50. My mother showed them the $50, and then they paid her the $50. And I remember us walking home. So automatically, hip hop became a form of income, where everyone else that I had came across in the industry, it wasn't a form of income for them. See, for them, it was a hobby. For them, it was something that they just liked to do. For them, it was something that they could play with. But for me, it was something that was already giving a substantial amount of income to my household. So I was always very serious. Like, I literally walked into every place spending the money before I even won. Like, that's what I would do. I walk in a place just knowing I'm going to be the winner. So I walk in spending the money like, yes, I'm going to get a sheepskin or for them. And I had this thing about, I don't know, because we look like we're about the same age except for the young man right here. But I'm going to tell you something. There used to be these shoes called Earth shoes. Y'all remember Earth? They big. Okay, you wore them from, look, until you was touching the earth. Absolutely. So, and I remember how much I loved, like, a brand new pair of Earth shoes. They was these brown leather shoes, and they were super strong, and they had this round toe to them, and yeah. But now they look like Birkenstocks, like how Birkenstocks look. They were shaped like those. So it was a really big deal to have a brand new pair of Earth shoes. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a sheepskin, I'm gonna get Earth, and I'm gonna get me a sweatshirt and put everything all over it. Because back in the days when you used to get a sweatshirt, you would put all your information on it. Anything anybody wanted to know about you was on your shirt. It was your name, it was your address, it was your sign, it was your mother, it was your everything was on your shirt. So anything anybody wanted to know about you, all you had to do was take your jacket off and it told everything about you. Exactly, it told what street you was from, where you been, when was your birthday, you know, your sign, who you like, who you dating, and then you would put 2 Playboy buddies. I don't know why we would put those on there, but we just felt like that had to go in there also.
That was the style.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So for me, that's what it was about. That's what it was about.
Hip-hop.
It was hip hop.
Yes, yes.
So With Roxanne Shante, there were things that took place in my life where I wound up in foster care.
I'm sorry.
I wound up in foster care.
Oh.
So I know what it's like to be in the foster care system. Now in my spare time, very little that I have, but very important to me, I am a CASA, which is a court-appointed special advocate for children who are in foster care. Because they need to have that type of voice. So I'm that voice that pops up in court for them. Yeah, and usually when the judges see me, they kind of try to like play it down because they know I'm not afraid of a microphone and I ain't afraid to talk. They know I'm gonna be there all day until the kids get what they need. You know, so I'd like to give a big shout out to all of the judges in Essex County for providing that support when I need it. So yes, I'm a CASA. And when I started making records, I was straight out the group. No lawyer, no adults around me, nobody to make sure that I was okay. So I tell this to new artists, and I'm gonna assume that maybe you might be an artist, but if not, I'm just gonna give you this information anyway. The most important person for you to have is not who dresses you, it's not who does your hair, it's not even who does your music or your production, it is an attorney. An attorney is the most important person to have if you plan on being an artist of any kind. You need to have someone that will read your contracts and make sure that everything is okay for you. Because for Roxanne Shante, it wasn't. I never received a royalty check, never received a publishing check, never received a writer's check, and I did all of those things on my own. Wrote my own songs, showed up at the studio, did everything. The industry will take advantage of you if you don't have anyone around you. But you also gotta understand too, that you need to have a strong spirit within yourself, and you need to make a connection with the universe. See, Roxanne Shante has a universal connection. I'm connected to the universe. I don't talk about the people that I fed, I let them talk about the meals that we've shared. I don't do that. So when people would come up to me and say, well, why didn't you tell anyone about Nas? Nas told it in his documentary, which was called Illmatic. So he spoke about it first, which allowed me to be able to talk about it because people started to ask me. But I would never be a person, how are you? I would never be a person to say that. That's the relationship that you have with the universe. And what you will do is you will be surprised that the universe will provide when you walk that way. And that's what Roxanne Shante does. So now let's talk about present day Roxanne Shante before we go back for a second. Present day Roxanne Shante has a radio show on Sirius XM. I do these tours in the libraries, and the reason why I do them is because I want to.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I do them because I want to. I do them because I feel like there is some young lady, or there is some young man, or there is someone else from my era that just needed to have a moment with Roxanne Shante. And it was easier for us to have these moments in the public library, and also to bring recognition to the fact that you need to visit the library. They have so much to offer. So when this opportunity came to me, I said, of course. I have a radio show on Sirius XM. I have about 7 million listeners per day. You know, started off with about 30,000 and took it all the way up to 7 million, only because I don't know how to be anybody else but me. As you see, I walked in with my grandson today, like, okay, yes, you know, I think me being grounded, me being the way I am, has always been a blessing for me. I've always been very approachable, but I've been through a lot in life. So because of that, I feel like I can kind of handle whatever I'm approached with. Yeah, I can. So, also, I am a Paid in Full Foundation member. Paid in Full Foundation is a foundation that goes and they give back to artists that they feel may not have received not only the income, but may not have received the recognition for all of the things that they have done for the industry. And I'm really proud to be a part of the Paid in Full Foundation. Yeah, absolutely. Paid in Full Foundation.
That you wasn't able to have when you needed it in your time.
Absolutely. So it allows me to really be supportive with
You
them.
still do shows, like you just the library, you just go to the libraries and the radio,
No, I still perform. I am actually one of the most sought after hosts I work every weekend. I do. I work every weekend. You know, and I do festivals, so it's really. It's
I'm
really.
glad you're here. I thought it was gonna be the teen annex because they would say, you know, it said teen. Now I was like, oh, the teens get the. I'm glad you're
Right.
here.
No, absolutely. I'm here for everybody. Yes.
What channel on Sirius?
Channel 43, LL Cool J's Rock the Bells Radio.
43. Okay.
Yes.
And what time are you?
Well, I'm supposed to be on now, but I'm on from 4 to 7.
Okay.
I'm on from 4 to 7.
Rocking the bells with us.
Yeah, rocking the bells with you. Absolutely, absolutely. So, Roxanne Shante today, I am the first female hip hop artist to receive a lifetime Grammy. So I have a lifetime Grammy, and in my graduating class, because that's what they consider it, in my graduating class with me being inducted was myself, Prince, Frankie Beverly, Frankie Valli, Taj Mahal, and The Clash. And Roxanne Shante.
It was like a Grammy party. Everything.
And it was an incredible event.
Yeah.
So if that's the Grammy you went, that's the one with the like a trumpet, like a music, right? What?
Absolutely.
That one, what? Yeah.
Victrola.
Victrola.
Gotcha.
What is a lifetime
Yeah.
Grammy mean?
Excuse me?
What is a lifetime Grammy mean?
Okay, so a
question.
lifetime Grammy means that over the lifetime of the industry and the music that you've made, what they do is they acknowledge the fact that you qualify for life. So where other artists will get a Grammy for 1 record or 2 records or maybe even a good album, mine is for lifetime. Yeah, so it's truly an honor. It's one of the highest honors that you can receive in the music industry. And I think when you think about it, you try to associate it with, you know, a 14-year-old girl, a runaway, a booster from Queens who was in the group homes and different things like that, and then who went through foster care. You really wouldn't think that that would be the achievement for me, because I didn't make a lot of records, but I made a huge impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so for me, that's why I tell people all the time, it's not about the things that you say yes to. It's the things that you have the will and the strength to say no to. And though it may seem a little hard, but it works out. So now that we know that that's what Roxanne Shante of today is doing, and how life is good and life is great, God is good and God is great, that I'm able to do what it is that I want to do. And that's where you really find comfort. That is truly wealth. That is truly riches, is when you can do what makes you comfortable. And Roxanne Shante today
Let's
is
run
very
the radio station, miss. Run the radio support the camp, give back, coming to do these shows with us, right? We
Absolutely.
Yes. He's still grounded. He's grounded, right? Yes.
Absolutely.
I wrote a 90-second freestyle too, Roxanne.
Did
I
you?
saw the sign that said you have a 90-second freestyle, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so now let me hit one more part, and then I'm gonna get to the freestyles and anything else that anyone wants to do, including spoken word.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I first got into the music industry, the main thing, or one of the things that everybody felt, was that she was so young, and listen to her voice, and it's a voice that people are not gonna want to hear all the time. And here it is 45 years later, and people still listen to it, people still purchase the music, people still do it. So that's the longevity of being Roxanne Shante. I remember the first time that I was going up for a battle, and it was for, and this is crazy title for it, but it was called World Supremacy. That meant that you were the best MC in the world. And so for me, in my mind, I'm thinking, this right here is going to change my life. You know, I'm not gonna have to sleep in the movie theaters no more. I'm not gonna have to sleep on the trains no more. I'm not gonna have to boost from the stores no more. You know, they're gonna know that I'm the best in the world. And in my mind, I'm thinking this is gonna take me somewhere incredible, and I'm gonna be able to move my mom and do all these things. This is where I thought this contest was gonna do for me, because I had watched what it had done for so many others, but there had never been a 14, 15-year-old girl to enter this contest. This was always male
So
dominated. This was always men.
you had the age and the gender. You had the first 14-year-old and you were a female. So you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely, I had two strikes against me.
Yeah, that was.
Before I even started,
Right,
absolutely.
right.
And then I was already a very well-known battle rapper throughout New York City. So when I went in, almost like how they have March Madness, you know, there were brackets up there. And when I looked, it was Roxanne Shante
Again.
versus everyone. Like, I didn't see anybody battling anyone else. I only seen them battling me. But I was okay with that. I was okay with that, you know. Roxanne Shante being that type of MC, being that young lady from the projects, being that person, I was okay with that. I just needed some grape juice. Like for me, that was like my superpower. Is if I could get a grape juice, I could go on and on and on.
To the break of dawn.
To the break of dawn. So I remember getting a grape juice, coming in and knocking out MCs left and right. Boom, 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 boom. So then we get down to the last MC. When we get down to the last MC, everybody's like, congratulations, you're gonna win. I know you're gonna win, I know you're gonna win. And I was like, I looked at who the MC was and I was like, yeah, I got this. This is gonna be like, this is gonna be a piece of cake. And then I overheard, and this is when I learned that there were politics in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? This is when I learned that there were politics in hip hop. So I overheard the judge say, I know she's been winning, but what does it take for her to lose? What do I have to give her in order for her to lose so that she doesn't walk out of here the best in the world? And they was like, man, you can't do that. Like, she's the best. You gotta give it to her. She is going to be the best in the world. We gotta give that to her. You know what I'm saying? She has no, we have no choice but to do that. You're welcome. We have no choice but to do that. So the next thing I know, I go, say my rhymes. I'm ready for them to crown me the best. They start turning over the numbers. Now all of this can be, you can look this up on YouTube. They have everything there. That's just the world that we live in today. So everything can be, you know, you can listen to the battle and everything else. And they start turning the numbers over. 10, 10, 10, 10, 9. I expected that person to give me a 9 because they said they were sick of hearing my voice all day. So I knew that they was going to give me a 9. But that was okay. 9, 9, 9. And he said, what does it take for her to lose? They said, man, she can't lose unless she get a 4. And there's no way she's going to get a 4. He turned his over. Gave me a 4. He gave me a 4. I was hurt. Devastated. Couldn't believe it. You know, this is something that I love to do. This is something that I believed in. This is something where I felt that if you are really the best, that you could win, that there wouldn't be no way for this to be. So, of course, the crowd went crazy. Everybody was in an uproar. People throwing chairs. No, she won. Y'all cheated her. You cheated her. But 15 years old. Everybody else done pulled up in limos. Everybody else is all fancy. Everybody else is all grown up. I got to get back on this train. In my mind, I was thinking that if I won, I was going to go to this restaurant. Now I'm getting ready to really tell my age, but I was getting ready to go to this restaurant called Beefsteak Charlie's.
All you can eat. All you can eat.
And you know what? Beefsteak to me, like, you know, growing up in the projects and then going to the group home and going through foster care, Beefsteak Charlie's was like, yeah, that was going to be incredible. So, and it was right downstairs.
I heard they had
In
good.
my mind,
I heard they had good
thinking-
grape juice there.
I probably would. I was thinking to myself, like, I'm not gonna go to Beefsteak Charlie's. I'm not gonna be crowned the best in the world. And I'm not gonna do this hip hop thing anymore. That's the way I felt. So I started doing these like, they were like behind the scenes, back alley battles. And I would make thousands of dollars doing it. And I would show up and I would come and I would win and I would get my money and I would leave and I was taking care of my household. where everyone else seemed like they was having so much fun. But it was always a job for me. It was always a job for me. There was nothing else to it but a job. So as time went on, I had already became a mom. I was already taking care of my sisters. And someone said to me, hey, do you know that they are opening up now, Local 3, Electrical Workers Union. The union is opening up, and they're gonna let rappers be part of the union. Because it's electrical work. You hold the microphone, you're on the stage, the lights, whatever, so you can be part of this union. So I'm reading the papers. Always been a phenomenal student, always been a great student, and an avid reader. As I told you earlier, how I feel about the library. So I go and I get online for Local 3 Electrical Workers. And while I'm there and I'm standing online, I'm expecting to see all of these rappers. Because as I'm reading, I'm thinking, this is gonna be incredible, because now if anything should ever happen, you can bounce back on the union. And what it would do is that for every performance that I would perform, there still was a union check with union wages that came along with it besides performing at the show. So I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't everybody do this? And at that time, I'm 19, 18 years old, 19 years old, signed in with the union. So I am Local 3 Electrical Workers Union, and love it. You know, besides everything else I do, because people wouldn't expect that. No.
Yeah.
You know why they don't do that?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think so.
You know why they don't do that? Because so many people.
Are now like,
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
it's easier to-
not only that, they probably make millions of dollars and things like that, but that wasn't the case. That's not why they don't do it. They didn't do it because rappers didn't take advantage of the opportunity. But let me tell you who did. While I was there, everyone that was in the union that had a grandson had them there. I had never seen them hip hop, I had never seen them rap, I had never seen them do anything, but they were there, so they took advantage of the program. Wonderful program, big shout out to Local 3 for doing it. So, Roxanne Shante continues on in life. So I started doing commercials. Then I started doing voiceovers.
That's how I want to do
The same voice that they said that people wouldn't like, the same voice that they said wouldn't be able to make money, the same voice that they said should not make records, is the third most sampled voice, period.
That's really cool.
Video games,
Video game.
you know, Grand Theft Auto, I'm that lady that they jump and they kick out the car.
Get out of here.
That's me. What are you doing?
That's crazy.
Get him. There he is. That's me.
Yeah, the kids had it. Yeah. That is so cool.
That's me.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that when you get into the industry that you're able to do besides thinking about just being on the stage. So I started doing voiceovers. And then that's when LL approached me and I was doing a movie. So now, some of you may know I have a movie on Netflix called Roxanne, Roxanne. And it is one of the most rewatched movies ever. Now, a lot of people said, why would you choose Netflix as your platform? Again, it's Roxanne Shante being Roxanne Shante. And that means I need my people to be able to watch it. I wanted it to be a daddy-daughter movie. I grew up without a father. I wanted it to be played in homes. I wanted fathers to be able to watch the movie with their daughters and not have to explain anything. That is the reason why the movie has no nudity, but it's still one of the best movies.
Yeah, we see.
Reason why is because I didn't want anyone or any parents to have to take a moment out to explain to their kids, what's this? I didn't want you to have to fast forward it. I didn't want you to have to cover no eyes or anything like that. I wanted you to be able to sit there and really be able to watch the movie because I wanted it to be a daddy-daughter movie. And I remember when we went to do the movie, and these two young ladies, Nina Bon Jovi and me, Valdez, said, we would like to do a movie. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. The next thing I knew, we had 28 days to film a movie. Everyone that is in that movie agreed to that timeline. This one had 3 days, this one had 4 days, this one had 3 days. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because for some people it takes months to make a movie. For some people it takes years to put together a script. We did the entire thing 28 days. 28 days. Now what comes out of that is anybody that you were supposed to work with and anything that you were supposed to do is never difficult when you have the right people. It does not mean that you're not gonna have financial issues, because sometimes the right people ain't got the right money. They just got right ideas. But the thing about it is when you put two right people together, it can't go. It may take a little bit of time, but it can't go. You can find the right person that has a lot of, and they can have no money, and you can find the wrong person, they have all the money, and the shit still don't get done. See, that's when you gotta understand how to pick your surroundings. Very important. Roxanne Shante has always picked her surroundings. Anything that makes me uncomfortable, I don't do it. And I don't care how much money's involved, I don't care who's there, I don't care how much fun it's gonna be. If I am uncomfortable, I don't do it. I can get all the way there, get fully dressed, get inside the place and say, yeah, nah, it's not for me. I'm not gonna stay and see if it's gonna turn into for me. Because it's not. This is gonna be a waste of my money, it's gonna be a waste of my time, because the moment I walked in this door, I realized it's not for me. These people, they're not for me. I can still be polite. Hey, how are you? Hey, nice to meet you. Okay, that's great. And they say, okay, listen, yeah, they're not for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you feel their energy makes. Oh, you know how you have that one friend, oh, give them a chance. You don't let them just, yo, you acting like that. You always acting like that. Hold up, because you might not be for me too. Now you got about 3 more words of unencouragement as far as what I'm telling you how I feel. Because you will never steer you wrong. You can get around the wrong person and have acid reflux. As soon as they leave, you farting free. Yeah. You know? You understand what I'm saying? The wrong people, you can feel that. Yes.
It's was it the environment, the crowd, or it's just the feeling you get when you get it? What made you feel that? If you invited though, when you're invited to a show, right?
Yes.
You have to before before you get there, you have to be at the venue first before you get know.
You know what it is? Depending on the invite and who invites you, sometimes we accept invites and we get ready and to go someplace, and then when you get there, you realize it's not for you. Absolutely. And you know what? You know how that builds up? You know how you learn how to do that? Trusting yourself. See, you lose trust in yourself a lot of times because people doubt you. So then you start to doubt it.
So how do you if you don't do it for the money, would you do it like for if it's for the community or something for the you said if you don't matter the money, right? If
Right.
you don't want it, right?
Yes.
So but there are opportunities in like if it wasn't controversial, if it wasn't that's where the you know, the juicy stuff is. They want you to, they don't want you
Well,
to
you
be
know what?
controversial.
They have enough juicy stuff where they don't necessarily need me. But here's the thing. All money is not good money. I'm sure you've heard that said a lot of times. And there's been times that people have done things for money and then they regret it because then you can't mend your soul. You can't fix or you can't take back whatever it is that you've done for that. And for me, see, I still like mayonnaise sandwiches. I ain't never had a problem with that. I leave out, like, I can go and can leave a fancy restaurant and I will go to a deli or go to a bodega and say, yo, listen, let me get a mayonnaise sandwich. Reason why is because many a nights I have mayonnaise sandwiches and not that I learned how to love them, but I learned how to accept them.
Survive.
And then because of that, they became something that I used as a mechanism for me to think. So when I need to think, I'd be like, hey, let me get a mayonnaise sandwich. Because then what it does is makes me reflect back on that. See, sometimes people want to go so far away from their past. They want to go so far away from the mayonnaise sandwich and the mustard sandwich and the syrup
And the
sandwich
sugar
and the roll
sandwich.
People be thinking, oh no, I got hunger pains. No, sometimes that's just your brain activating. People think that fasting now. See, y'all know how old I am just about. Well, y'all know I'm damn near kissing 60, so I'm good with that. But here's the thing. Now everybody wants to fast because it's a fad. But being hungry has always been a benefit.
Yep.
You just gotta know how to use it. See, now they telling you, listen, only eat a 4-hour window. Like, remember, I had a 4-hour window my whole life. I had a 4-hour window my whole life.
Goodness.
But now you've labeled it as something fancy to do. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta learn how to walk with that. You also gotta learn how to walk by yourself. A lot of times people don't like to walk by themselves. They feel like, oh no, there's something about it because they need to have a crew. They need to have someone around them. They need to have this. And I've always learned that I'm never gonna lie on me. And I'm never gonna forget my story. So if you have someone else with you and something happens, you get into something bad, everybody's job is to try to get themselves out of it. And I'm mainly talking to the younger people in here because now as we're older, we kind of know what we don't want to get involved in. But when you're younger, the thing about it is that you got to understand that the best defense you always have is you. Is you. So therefore, you can do things by yourself. You want to get a job? Go get it by yourself. Because when your man show up, he may not dress right. Now, half of his dress is on you. Half of his language is on you. Half of him saying, yo, how long we gonna wait here? Him not having patience falls on you. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So then the people on that feel like it's birds of a feather flock together. And it's like, no, we didn't even fly in here together. I didn't even know this bird. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even fly in here together. That's not me. Because life is about, everybody wants to have the riches and everybody wants to have all the cars and everybody wants to have all this fancy stuff. But in all reality, you just want to be comfortable. You want to wake up when your body says you can wake up. That's wealth. You want to go to sleep wherever it is you want to go to sleep. That's wealth. Wealth is not having a Bentley and trying to figure out how I'm going to pay this. I drive a Ford. I can afford Bentleys, but I drive a Ford. And I'm going to tell you why I drive a Ford. I drive a Ford because anybody on the corner can fix a Ford. Anybody can fix a Ford. If my car breaks down right now, there's a man walking down the street that said, yo, pop the hood. But if I got a Bentley, we got to have a key to try to open it up. I got to pull it in. I got to flip. So before I can even get it fixed, I got to pay all this money just to get it to the place. Right. Not with a Ford. So you can't push a Bentley, but you can push the shit out of a Ford. Right. If you blocking the traffic, somebody gonna push your Ford out the way.
He's blocking the bus.
So I drive a Ford. When I go out to eat with everyone, and I have a great circle of friends, all economic levels. Everybody got money. But when I go out with my friends with expensive cars, they nervous. They can't even enjoy their meal. They worry. Oh, did I park in the right place? Tote my shit. I'm okay. I'm gonna enjoy this meal. They worried about where they gonna park. What if somebody scratched their car? What if somebody walked past me? What about this? They like, Shante, what about you? Oh, I'm driving my Ford right there. They're gonna be mad if they hit mine. You see? And that's that right there. That's wealth. That's wealth. For me, wealth and riches, I came in here. Well, you were here when I first came in, but some of you weren't. I came in here, I walked in, holding my grandson's hand. That's my grandson over there, Mateo, just sitting there. I walk in, no bodyguards, no whole bunch of people, no nothing. It's just me.
And I saw you.
And I talk to 7 million people per day on the radio. You know, like ranked number 4 in all of these radio stations. I'm number 4. I think before me is like 2 Christian stations and Howard Stern. and then me. You see? That's wealth. That's what you want. You want to be able to eat a mayonnaise sandwich one day and then have wagyu the next.
All right.
If you want it. That's wealth. So I go around and I do these things. And the reason why I do these, and they're very important to me, is because I feel like there are people who feel like they'll never get a chance to see me, or they'll never see someone who is doing it, or they never see someone who has accomplished, or someone that has a movie, or someone that has a Grammy, or someone that has been successful in the industry. They feel like they're never gonna see them. So I pop up so that they can say, no, I seen her. I took a picture with her. We talked for over an hour. That's why I choose to do intimate connections. Of course, do I still do universities? Yeah, I'll be at Delaware State University, I'm gonna be at Howard University. Again, you can Google these things, you can look them up. So yeah, of course I'm gonna be at those universities, but my main thing for me is being able to connect with my people. And then sometimes people say, I just want to do a rhyme. I just want to do a poem. So I say, okay, you know what? Bring your poem. Bring your 90-second rhyme. Don't hit me with an album. But bring it. You know, and it's an intimate space. There are other people here. We listen to it. Nobody judges. It's a non-judgment zone. But at least you can say, yo, I rhymed for her, or I rapped for her, or I did spoken word for her. And then you can open up your phone and say, listen, I took a picture with her. To be able to say that. And maybe that might be something that gets you through your day, because it gets me through mine. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch it to bars and books right now. So does anyone have anything that they've done or prepared?
I do. I don't know if it's 90 seconds, so
Freestyle.
I know. She said 90 seconds, right?
Let me tell you, here's what
I got it. Like,
okay, so hold on, I'm gonna let you do yours, you're gonna go first. Here's what
it's the last book I read, so it's
tell us the name of the book.
I forget, man.
Okay, don't worry about it, then it was a good book,
It's a
y'all.
good book, yes, it's a good book. It says, the last book I read was about a black crook that led a gang hood and set. It was very exciting. It was very enticing. It even had scenes where it was everyone fighting. I couldn't stop reading. It's like I was riding through Brooklyn while speeding, looking and fiending. What's gonna happen next? Thugs, hustlers, gangs, the feds. It was a page turner. It was a wage earner. Now I'm a sage learner, a same person. The book was all that. Like I was hooked on all crack, and now I'm inspired. I want to know more, and now I've inquired. Then I said, I met Roxanne, must have been God's plan. No, I got that.
I like that. What God's plan that you met Roxanne? Okay, I like that. Absolutely. Next up, tell us what's your name? I did your book or?
Only 60 seconds. You got it. Yeah. You thought it was longer, right? No, it was good.
I want everybody to look. My name is Shamika, and I wrote 2 books. It's in the library. I want y'all to all go see. I'm here today to see Roxanne, and we are all happy.
Swing it then.